podcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm drinking hot ham water.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is season 7, episode 26, episode number 296. Hello.
I don't know why that tickled me so much.
Yeah, we were saying last time, but I'm doing dry January also, and it's been good.
Suckers.
So, okay, like I said, we've been doing...
It's really easy when you have no friends.
We've been doing damp January. This is hot water as well. I also have regular water, and I have my normal LaCroix, which Alex loves LaCroix. Like, he's one of those people, I think, when he grows up, he's going to drink sparkling water more than regular water, or like the Mio or whatever. Because he is so happy that I'm just drinking these, because he just goes around in the morning and anything from the night before, he just throws it back like it's a shot.
He's going to grow up to be Frank.
He is a character. When I said goodnight to them, they were playing Zelda on the couch tonight. Zachary gave you a big hug. Good night, Mama. I love you. Jay was like, bye, good night, see ya. And I was like, good night. And Alec went to hug Alex, and he goes, you're in my way. I was like, what? He's like, I can't see the TV. And I was like, I'm saying good night. He's like, bye. And didn't even kiss me. He was like, nah. Anyway, we are still doing damp January, but mostly dry. The update from last week when I was talking about the movies is we went to the movies. We saw that ridiculous plane movie, which is everything I wanted a January movie to be, but it also wasn't as terrible as I was hoping it would be. I didn't laugh out loud at how bad some of it was.
That's
okay.
Too bad.
So is that good or bad? Did you want to laugh out loud?
Yes, I did, but it's also not super terrible. It was very straightforward. Without all the I guess it wasn't a Schumacher movie. There was no ridiculous pointless explosions or whatever. It was actually pretty straightforward, but we went at, the movie was at 9:00 at night, because it came out on Friday, so we went, how movies come out on Friday and they'll do it late, the last showing the night before. And the concessions were closed, so it ruined my beer plans, and I was very upset. So Kayla had sent Jay, as part of a Christmas present, a little shooter of bourbon, which he had been like, no, not going to do it, going to wait. And I had brought it, and I was like, put this in your drink, we're going to share it.
Yeah, see, that's just why you just have a fully stocked bar in your house.
Fair.
That's, yeah.
I mean,
this was a New York Sour, which Daniel's been on a real kick with.
Oh, what is a New York Sour?
New York Sour is a beautiful cocktail that it's like a take on a whiskey sour, but it's got a red wine floater.
Ooh.
So very pretty, kind of a little complicated to do, because it's you got to pour it in such a way that the wine sits on top. I had been sipping on mine, so you didn't have the effect by the time you all came on. But they're delicious. Not mad about this new trend. He's been into it. We've had it a few nights. And,
I still have to make
you don't need to have friends. You just, drink home alone. It's fine.
I mean, you're not literally...
And sometimes Daniel's here, too.
You're not literally... Even you're with us.
Yes, but I don't in real life. In person, friends.
Some of my favorite nights of the week is when Jay is doing a Geek Dad Life, and I get to watch whatever I want upstairs with a drink all by myself.
Yeah.
And it's just
it's nice. It's relaxing.
I'm all by myself. Yeah. This is wonderful.
No, I definitely do have a drink sometimes after work, even if I'm by myself. I don't want to make it sound like I don't. But I'm just saying, overall, it does make it easier.
Yeah.
When you don't have friends that you can call up on Friday and be like, hey, do you want to go to happy hour?
Yeah.
Right. I'm certainly not binge drinking. I'm having a drink or two a night.
Yeah. This is fine.
At home. Yeah.
You're not going to bed sloppy.
No.
No.
It's not my style anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's been what, 17 days of dry January and 16 days of Yoga with Adrian January.
I'm so
challenge
fucking
thing?
done with dry January. Like, I'm ready for it. I mean, we are going until...
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I was going to say, good for you. I'm on day 6 of Yoga with Adrian.
Well, last year I did, I think, a couple of days, if even, and then just completely gave up. So I just, like, I
But weren't you injured last year?
Not like injured that I couldn't run.
Okay.
I can't remember. There was some running, not that I couldn't run, sorry. Not that I couldn't do yoga. It was more of like running stuff.
Okay.
They're like the half hour or less. Like, it's gentle. It's not like aggressive yoga.
Yeah. And it's actually the kind of stuff that like really helps for like overuse running injuries. But, you know. Yeah. So anyway, it's great.
Nice. I mean, no,
2023, man.
No, mood-wise, I'm great. I'm more productive. I'm... Like, it's easier to, like, do blog posts, which I'm still blogging away. And I know that it's probably, like, directly because of damp January, which is basically dry. Although we did have a makeup day where on Friday we went to sushi, our favorite sushi place. So they don't do reservations. It's a very tiny area, like any, like, you know, good sushi place, and they open at 5:30. We got there at 5:44, and there was already a 45 to 60 minute wait. So we started to drive around to be like, well, what do we do? And then the traffic, because it's near the mall, but it's not like at the mall. And the traffic was shitty, and I was like, since we didn't get to really drink at the movies last night, do you want to get a drink at this? It's called Iron Oaks. It's a bar with like a golf inside of it. It's actually kind of neat. It's definitely
fun, actually.
Yeah.
It's definitely
like just
golf? What?
Like mini golf?
They have
or like a driving.
Yeah, the driving stuff. They might have mini golf. We didn't explore it that much. But they
you can, like hit the ball far.
No, it's not hit the ball.
You can like putt.
Like we glanced
I don't know.
at
I'm
it.
like that's all.
Yeah, you're right. And with that, you have used up all the terminology. When it comes to golf.
So
cool,
it's very much. It's cool when you guys come down, and like if it's just the three of us, we should go there because it was really awesome. So okay, this
safer than axe throwing.
Safer than axe throwing.
That sounds fun.
But we didn't do the golf part. It's next to the sushi place. Sushi place is awesome. You guys would love it. I really think so. But
you should go sometime with Frank.
Yes, come to Raleigh. We could do that. Amanda, if you're ever here, we'll go and we'll start at the Iron Oak place and then we'll go next door to the sushi place. But like it's definitely designed by a dude because there's like different sections of just like one room, but they're very differently designed. Like there's one spot, there's couches, it's cozy, there's a fireplace, it's awesome. And then like where the golf stuff is that we just poked our head, it's all like antique furniture. It's very random. And then there's like another part that we walked through. We didn't go in it when we were inside, but we walked past it because like the windows were open. And we were like, oh, this is a part of it too. And like that was very like just like bar-y. It was just everything was just so different. Like each part of it was really random. But they were super nice there and the bartenders were awesome. So when we were putting our name in at the sushi restaurant, we overheard a table behind us. The waiter was taking their order, and this fucking bitch was like, I would like a dirty martini. Actually, no, I would like a slightly dirty martini. Do you know how to make that? And I was just like, I went to Jay and I was like,
are you an adult?
I know. I was like,
going to like a restaurant and ordering a dirty martini? Like, who are you? Like, that's like a step above like a Shirley Temple.
And that's what I said to Jay. I was like, did this fucking bitch just ask if he knew what a slightly dirty martini is? Because A, he's the waiter, not the bartender.
Right.
B, I'm pretty sure martinis and all of their variants is like day 2 of bartending school. Like,
martinis are having
not
a moment
day 1.
right now. It's like you basic B.
It was so ridiculous. But then, so I was just like, I was flummoxed. I was like, that is so fucking rude. And it is 5:45 at night. There is no reason to be that much of an asshole at 5:45.
The word flummoxed.
Yes.
I was. Yes. Thank you. You're welcome. It's part of dry January. I'm just pulling words.
No, it's good. It's good using vocabulary. Keep it up. Keep it up.
But like, so anyway, you know, we drive like down like a mile, and we were like, what we're just gonna go back and we're just gonna have a drink, whatever. It's not like we're gonna, get shit faced and blah blah blah. So we get there, and I was like, you know what, Jay, I don't know what to get, because it's been a while since I've ordered a drink. At that point, what?
Get a dirty martini. Please tell me the story. Answer the
slightly dirty.
I did. I couldn't think of what to get because I wasn't really craving anything, because I didn't want a beer and we hadn't really drank in 13 days. So I was like, okay, what should I get? And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a slightly dirty martini. So I did. And Jay got an old-fashioned. His old-fashioned took up the entire rocks glass. It was huge.
Oh my God.
He was like, thank God we're just walking next door. So, because he hadn't drank in 13 days, really, because you can't count the half of the one little airplane bottle. So, I was just like, when we cheers, I was like, I'm going to go next door and I'm going to tell these girls when we go back in that they know how to make a mean, slightly dirty martini here, and they should give up their table to us. And anyway, it only took a half hour of waiting, so poor Jay had only drank like that much of it. He had to chug the whole thing, and then obviously...
Like an old-fashioned is not a chuggable drink.
It is not a chuggable drink.
Ask for
I was like, I'll go, pay the tab. You drink what you can. And anyway, so like I said, slightly damp. I feel like 2 cheating days isn't that bad, because it's all about getting like back into like healthy shape or whatever. Anyway, as I sit here trying to justify it, and Shandy's like, well, I got 17 days, bitch. You only have 15 and a half.
I didn't even get off the bench, so you know what? Because really, what is it? It's either you're doing it for, bragging rights, or you're doing it to do it. So you know what? Like, you blaze your own trail. If you want to cheat every now and again, you're really just doing it for yourself. So who cares?
That's very true. And my whole thing is like, it's about resetting after the holidays. I mean, for me at my old job, once you hit October, it was like, event after event after event, and every event had alcohol, and, it just went through, through December. So, like, really dry January was a very good reset and excuse to, like, not, like, break the habits of October 1st through, New Year's Eve. Where it's this, currently, I don't have a job where I'm doing events all the time, so, but regardless, I feel terrible. I'm kind of, I'm admitting to not being a perfect dry January, but you know what? People aren't perfect. The end.
Exactly. I'm not judging.
Yeah. And we're ending this the second we get on the plane to Nuremberg, on January 29th at 6:30 p.m. So I'm just saying.
Fair. You got to get yourself some German beer. You got to find a Hofbrauhaus. You got to
I do, and I need
get yourself some Kaiserspatzel and a Dunkel. You got to do it.
I need all of the suggestions on things to do in Nuremberg that you guys can throw at me, or that's a very easy day trip to get to. Jay is covering a toy show there, so I don't know what his schedule will be like. I anticipate I'll have several hours each day to myself, in which I assume I'll be geocaching, but also hopefully doing fun sightseeing things. So if anybody has any suggestions, please let me know. Shandy, I have picked your brain about how our 6-hour layover in Paris and how we're going to make that work. We are set.
Wait, so what? Can you remind me what you're doing once you get into that was my main concern was your transportation.
We have a 6 a.m. flight from Nuremberg to Charles de Gaulle.
Charles de Gaulle.
Yeah. Charles de Gaulle. And then...
It's a nice airport. I've slept on the floor in that airport.
Oh, well, that's fantastic to know.
Nice and Charles de Gaulle are not two words I would have put together, but...
It's a perfectly fine airport. It's fine.
I remember the very first time I went to Paris. It was also my first time out of the country, and you're going to Paris, and it's this beautiful city, and it is a beautiful city. And I just remember getting to the airport and being like, her?
I would imagine it's the same way you feel about JFK. It's on par with that.
I've been through JFK, but I honestly don't even remember. I've been through it several times.
That's That's the
See,
point.
the way
That's the point
Shandy
I'm trying to
describes
make.
it,
It's not disgusting, but it's like, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I slept on the floor. It's fine.
the way Shandy describes it, I feel like it's old LaGuardia.
I don't know.
I mean, old LaGuardia was
been through. Yeah, old LaGuardia. It's nicer than old LaGuardia.
There's part. I mean, Charles, like they have done a lot of work on that airport in recent years, and the first time I went there was over 2 decades ago now, which is like, ooh.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least at the time, and there's parts of it where you're like, are we in the 1950s? Like, is that what's going on here? So but yeah, they've definitely.
Well, you had recommended that we Uber instead of taking. Yeah. So
that's my vote.
We're going to Uber. The whole goal.
And where are you going to Uber to? Where do you want to go?
I don't know. Jay wants to see the Eiffel Tower and get a baguette. I'm in for the bread. I don't care what other sightseeing we do.
The baguette's easy. You'll find a million of them on like every street. Okay. Well, if you go to the Eiffel Tower, you can also walk around there. You can go. That's my old neighborhood from my school. You can go to the bridge where Diana died. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that, but it's just kind of a callback to our last episode. But that's also in walking distance. But yeah, we can send you some stuff.
We're not planning on staying there for like 4 hours out of the 6. We just really want to be there to get kind of like a little bit of the experience and then go back with a good 2 hours to get through security and sit at the gate because I don't know. We don't know what it's like. So I am very excited. And I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for Germany, and I'm excited for, I don't know, I'm just excited for me to go do something exciting for the first time in a really long time.
Yes. Hooray!
Something new and exciting. I do exciting things all the time, but you know what I mean.
Right. I like leaving the country. Like, that's
I haven't left
particularly after, like, 3 years of pandemic. It's like, we don't leave. Except for Shandy, who's left the country, I feel like, a few times in recent years. It's like, I certainly haven't left the country since before times. The before times.
Exactly. The last time we left the country was the very end of June of 2017. And we came back on, like, July 4th or something. 3rd.
Yeah, I think 2018 for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing something fun. Anyway, if anybody has any suggestions for Germany, I was going to ask Alice and Martha, but unfortunately we're going to have to postpone our Real Weird Sisters crossover episode by a couple weeks. We are trying to figure out a new date. Schedules are crazy. But hopefully we can figure something out for February, and instead they'll tell me all the things that I could have, should have done, and didn't.
To be fair, and I don't want to speak for them because I can't remember exactly, but I don't think they've ever lived in Nuremberg. But perhaps they visited it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I've never been to Nuremberg.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Nuremberg is.
It is about 45 minutes from Munich, because when I try to...
Oh, then you gotta go to Munich, man. Yeah, Hofbrauhaus. Offers.
They've definitely been to Munich, so maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Munich is great.
I'll have to figure that all out. I gotta sit down this weekend or next. I gotta sit down and like really plan out things. The problem is Jay doesn't have a schedule of what he's gonna have to do and all that. His stuff starts on January 31st, and we get in the morning of the 30th, which we purposely planned to give ourselves time for flight delays or sleeping, because the last time we went out of the country, our flight was delayed by 18 hours, and we got there 7 hours before the Adele concert started. We had literally enough time to go to our hotel, change. I don't even know if we had time to shower, and then get down to Wembley where the concert was. So we're trying to hopefully leave a lot of time just in case, blah, 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 blah. And his stuff goes, it's the 1st to the 5th, I think, of February. There's a press gathering cocktail hour thing on the 31st. And then the actual show, I think, is the 1st to the 5th. Then we do need to be at the airport at 4:30 in the morning on Monday on the 6th. So,
all right. One more suggestion: Neuschwanstein Castle.
Ooh, hell yeah!
That's not too far because we did a day trip from Munich.
Okay.
And it was we bought like a tour package where it took us to Neuschwanstein, and I forget the name of the other castle, but it's like the other castle is based off of Versailles, so it's like a mini Versailles, and Neuschwanstein is this like big unfinished castle in the middle of the Black Forest that like the last king of Bavaria like built, and it never finished it, and it's like the Disney castles are based off of.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really
Okay, I will.
You've definitely seen pictures of it. It's white. It sits on a rock, like mountain.
Yeah,
peak.
I'm hoping that
beautiful.
wherever we're staying at a hotel that's close to the train station or whatever, and I'm hoping that they have all the brochures in the lobby for tours that you can make like a few days out and not months out. So,
and they all speak perfect English.
Excellent.
That's true. We did not have a problem. Like, not one of us speaking German. We did not have an issue.
Good. As all Americans demand that everyone in the world bow down to them and speak their language.
I took many semesters of German, and I have friends in Germany, and like whenever I went to visit them, I would like try. That's like, you got to practice, but then they just all spoke much better English than I did German, so that's just how it ended up.
Yeah.
So didn't practice any of the German, but anyway, all of that to say, you'll be fine.
Okay.
And even if you did speak some German, you'd probably still be speaking English with them.
Yeah. I think that the Germans would get like annoyed at your
Okay.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily annoyed. I think it's more like it's exciting for them also to have somebody to practice with. So that's true. That's
the more optimistic look at it. I was being a little pessimistic.
It's like, if I like run into a random French person, like even if we're in the US, like I'm not going to speak English to them.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. Real quick. We are joined, I know we got 20 minutes into this before noting, we're joined by some of the patrons tonight. Greg is here. Matt is here. Brian, not Brain, is here. Matt said, speaking of January movies that are fun, Megan is a good time. We actually do want to see that. Jay hates horror movies, but we heard it's actually like really fun. So I don't know when we would get to see it, but it's sort of on the list. And then Brian said, 16 times I've been through Charles de Gaulle, but have never had time to get outside the airport. Boo, enjoy your brief escape. Oh, I will.
Maybe next time, Brian.
Next time.
Lucky number 17.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to be doing a bonus show for the bonus level patrons. So be prepared for that. And then we are kicking around recording a topical episode before I leave that can be released on the 3rd. Oh, Jesus. 3rd? Was it the 3rd? Yeah, we decided. But we're trying to figure out what that could possibly be.
And it's too bad that Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret isn't coming out until April, because that would have been great.
We're definitely
breaking news.
Yeah. So mark this down. The April one will be Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. We're going to read the book and watch the movie. I am so damn excited. I believe when Shandy asked if we could do it, I was like, we must.
Yes.
In the trailer at the end of it, I was so happy that they do it the exact same way that I always pictured it in my head. But apparently Judy Blume, when she was on the Today Show with Jenna and Hoda, said that they do it wrong. Which means I've always pictured it wrong in my head. Because
How did you do it?
I don't know. I didn't watch the clip.
You didn't show?
I don't know. I didn't watch the clip. My coworker told me about it. But I literally have always pictured the way that they do it there. That always for what, 30 years now. 30 years since I've read that book. Anyway, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I hope it lives up to it.
I know. Yeah, it's a tall order.
But anyway, we kicked around maybe doing Wednesday, but it's a tall order for 10 days away, which is totally understandable. So
yeah, that's like an episode a day. I don't know if I can do it.
Is there like a movie that we can
Is there a movie?
Is there a movie? I mean, of course there's a movie, but like...
Is there a movie that would be on brand for us?
Yeah. It's a good point. Let's
topical and on brand. Mm-hmm. Matt, that's your assignment.
Yeah. What is recent, topical, and on brand? Because you know what I think is recent and topical and on brand for us.
What?
There's some really great "Am I the Assholes" that came out.
Oh.
I got a couple of quick ones while we're thinking of what we can do. And Amanda, if you get through like an episode or two of Wednesday, like in the next day or so, and we're like, guys, I think I can do this, then cool. If not, then don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. There's always a movie.
There is always a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Am I the asshole for wrapping my brother's Christmas present in an inappropriate shape?
Oh, inappropriate.
Sounds promising.
Sounds promising. I, male 24, went home for Christmas last week. Everyone in the family are adults. I have two brothers, ages 26 and 22, and a sister, aged 20. Last year, my younger brother got me a gag gift, and it was pretty hilarious. He got me an Easy Bake Oven after I had a fire in my kitchen. This year, I decided to get him back. I thought that was actually a really funny gag gift. So I bought him a special edition of his favorite whiskey and a Roku set, which he needed. I wrapped the whiskey bottle in the shape of a sex toy. Keep in mind I coordinated this with my other siblings, and they all thought it was hilarious. Christmas Day comes and the big reveal happened. Everyone thought it was really funny, and he couldn't stop laughing. My mom, however, pulled me to the side and chewed me out and said it was extremely inappropriate and I needed to grow up. Keep in mind that this was an all-adult celebration and gag gifts are pretty normal in our family. Am I the asshole?
No. Mom needs to chill out.
Yeah, I also think mom needs to chill out. But I thought, that was a really funny one. Sex Lives of College Girls. Sorry, moving back to the chat. Matt said the movie adaptation of Women Talking is out in some degree of release. I don't know what Women Talking is.
It's like a group of Mennonites, and there's like sexual assault, and like the women decide like amongst them that they're gonna like expose the assault and like speak out. It's what one of the Maras, the one I think it's Rooney Mara, not the one from.
So the one from the Netflix show. Or
not
the one
from the Netflix show.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo one.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Okay, that's
one,
Rooney.
and Claire Foy, and somebody else. There's somebody else of note. It's a pretty stacked cast.
Okay.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, I'm pretty vague, but I feel like it's also probably a very like heavy.
Is it very? If it's very heavy, there's
a real downer. Is what I'm saying.
My original one of the very first thing I thought of today was, we can finally do the most recent season of A Handmaid's Tale, and then I immediately was like, I can't binge that in 10 days. That sounds
still not ready.
Horrible.
That's a suicide mission. That's not great. That's not great. That is not. No, thank you.
Maybe we can just watch Titanic in honor of the 25th anniversary and talk about it. Although I guess if you're going to dedicate,
that was on. That's a long movie.
I was going to say if you have to dedicate 3 hours to one movie, we might as well just do Wednesday.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We watched Amsterdam over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Is it?
I think we watched that too, and it wasn't as good as I was expecting.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot better. Like some of the weirdness was like style over substance. Like, for like that good of a cast, I would have like.
Oh,
I think I wanted like a little more, but it was certainly really interesting, and it was really like a cool like thought piece to like think about like this actual thing that really happened in American history that we don't talk about, and then to kind of build a whole like fictional story around this like historical event is like a cool concept. But
yes,
I don't know. It was a perfectly fine movie.
Jack and Cindy saw that together at Alamo, and they all were like, "Meh, it was just okay. It was a watch at home movie, not a pay money in the theater movie."
Yeah,
was
the preview made it look like it was definitely better though. But
yeah, because we were between that and the Banshees of
Inishmael.
Oh yeah.
And it was sort of like fast, like stylized movie versus like slow stylized movie. And we went for the fast paced one. And like maybe we should have gone for the other one because it might have been like a better crafted movie.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But I also probably would have fallen asleep.
You guys have not watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, right?
I started it.
I would very much like to, though.
Yeah, I started it and I can't remember why I didn't finish it. I think I was just really tired or something.
You definitely need to be sharp to pay attention because it deals with multi-universes and stuff.
Yeah.
I would throw that in. I'd rewatch that. I really liked it.
Is it streaming anywhere?
I think so.
Well,
it was
just
when
wanted a gazillion.
Okay, because I just I only knew of it because I remember it was like in theaters, like the last time I went to see a movie, which was sometime towards the last quarter of last year.
Okay.
Oh my god, we could also do Glass Onion.
Oh, I love Glass Onion.
I would still like to do that. That one was sort of in the running, but I think Daniel's wasn't super into it, so we ended up not doing that one. We was trying to start to watch Oscar movies around this time of year.
Yeah. Okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once is on Showtime, and we all know Glass Onion is on Netflix. I'd rewatch Knives Out and Glass Onion. I genuinely really enjoyed it. They were both really fun, but we can figure it out by the time in the next hour or less.
We've got some solid ideas.
We do. Yeah. Okay. Another Am I the Asshole? And this one is, this chick is going to be on a podcast one day. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Am I the asshole for throwing away my hair in the trash?
So how much?
She's a 23-year-old female. My dad, 61-year-old male, has this thing where he asks everyone in the family to collect their shedded hair hair from hair washing or combing and brushing and place it in a drawer in his room. It's a massive, dusty, dirty hair, and he plans to
do with it?
He plans to burn it all one day. I wish I was making this up, but I swear I'm not. The last time he burned his last batch of our hair was a few years ago. Why, you ask?
That is indeed what we are asking. Go on.
He's afraid of people finding our hair somehow and tracing our DNA. Again, I swear I was making this up, but I'm not. I've always found it cuckoo bananas, and I'd rather just toss my hair in the trash instead of this weirdo drawer. So I started doing that, except I put it in folded up paper towels so he wouldn't see it in the garbage and get upset. Aw, she treated her hair like it was a tampon. However, I'm guessing one day I didn't hide the hair well enough, and he found my balled up napkins. He takes the trash out in our family, and he told me to stop. I slowed down, but didn't stop, and ever since he found the first one, he generally unballs paper towels from my bathroom trash to find hair because he knows I hide them. Last time he found one, he got really upset and told me to stop. Am I the asshole? No, because your dad's probably a serial killer.
Yeah, you have boundaries that you're trying to put out there, and your father's not respecting them.
And I mean, as somebody who's listened to one too many true crime podcasts, I can sort of understand where his mind is coming from, but there's a
0% chance that this dude didn't commit a crime 20 years ago. And he's like the real BTK killer.
Oh god.
But seriously, that is weird though.
It is pretty weird.
Nobody's going through your trash unless they have a warrant for probable cause to go through your trash. It's so weird.
Or unless they themselves are a serial killer, and then you're just kind of screwed already. Mm.
Yeah, but they're not going through for hair. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I mean, unless they're unless they think you committed a crime, like the dude who's accused of killing those 4 people at the University of Idaho, and they did go through the dad's trash to do that DNA check. Just saying.
Mm.
But he was guilty. I don't know.
Well, no, we don't know yet if he's guilty, but yeah, it was. I mean, it was for they had probable cause.
I thought that
they weren't trying to frame somebody. They were trying to figure out.
Right. I thought that they found him through a DNA ancestry, and that's where there was DNA at the scene, his blood, and then they went through an ancestry site.
So what I read was there is DNA. So he like basically, and this is the part that I do not understand. And I haven't read about the story since for like a little while. So I'm sure there's more up-to-date information. But he essentially like, I think they said it was a knife. I think it was a K-bar.
Okay.
And he left the sheath, and there's like a button that you button on the sheath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he left that behind, and there's his DNA. Well, there's DNA on that, and then they this is what I read. They went through the trash at his parents' house and got DNA on something there, and then did DNA testing on that, and basically it was his dad's DNA. That the test came out saying that it was, incredibly likely. It would be very, very weird and unlikely if the DNA they got at his dad's house was not one of the parents of who the DNA on the, if that's making sense. Although,
well, isn't mitochondrial
there is stuff
DNA
that DNA testing is not perfect, and DNA collection is not perfect, but so.
But isn't mitochondrial DNA obviously that's mom's DNA, not dad's DNA? But isn't that really specific? Your mRNA.
I really do not know very much about DNA.
I mean, we have a scientist in our chat right now that could literally explain it all.
Yes, I can tell you about the article that I read. That's about it.
You have probably followed a lot better than I have. Which Brian says Glass Onion was okay. Knives Out was a lot better in my opinion. Oh, they were very different, in my opinion. They were very different. And that's all I will say, unless we end up talking about it, and then I will elaborate further.
Speaking of shows that are in their second season or whatever, I don't know if that's really a segue about Glass Onion.
Sure.
We never talked about The White Lotus.
I never watched it.
I never watched it.
Okay.
Well, I don't have much to say. I haven't seen it. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, we want to watch it. It's on the list.
I don't know if people are still talking about it.
We missed out then. If they're not, we were gonna wait until it was done. We didn't want to watch it weekly, and then I just kind of forgot about it.
You should catch up. It was good.
It was good. Okay.
Well, it's also kind of cleaning up on the award circuit, so I feel like it's still in the sauce.
And there are fewer episodes of that, although I think they're 45-minute episodes also.
Yeah. HBO doesn't do anything short.
Yeah.
Very true.
It's good though.
That's what she said. Although Sex Lives of College Girls is only half hour.
Yeah.
Not all the episodes were half hours though. I feel like some were a little longer.
Are you caught up on 2?
Yeah.
Did we ever talk about Sex Lives of College Girls?
Can we just talk about that then? If we're all caught up on Sex Lives of College Girls?
It's supposed to be.
Yes.
Didn't we talk? Well, I feel like we sort of talked about it not specifically, but I feel like we talked about it a little bit.
I think we talked about it when
it might have been before
you were caught up.
Yeah.
Let's do Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yeah, let's do that.
That'll give me a reason to rewatch it.
Yeah, that'll give me a reason to rewatch it too. And then, again, Amanda, if you end up watching Wednesday or any of it, we could also tack that on as well.
Yeah, I will certainly try.
Okay, so Friday the 27th, we're going to talk about Sex Lives of College Girls, and then next week, when we record, Amanda will let us know whether or not we're going to also talk about any part of Wednesday.
Okay.
No pressure, though.
I will do my very best.
But those are those are good compliments of each other for the teenage girl experience.
Yes.
In general. Okay, and then going back to our conversation about DNA, Brian says, yes, mDNA is more specific. However, unless you are the OJ jury, a DNA match between blood on the sheath and the parent is likely to be airtight, especially with the amount of sequencing that can be done on minuscule amount of input specimen.
Okay, I did wonder,
but that
sounds like...
that chick's dad was either there on January 6th or he killed somebody, right? There's only or robbed a bank or something, right? There's only 2 explanations as to why you'd be so paranoid that somebody would pick up your family's hair.
Yeah, no, that's pretty extreme.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. And then I have one more.
I don't know how I'd feel about somebody going through my bathroom trash can.
I have one more very silly one, and I only picked this because it actually reminds me of how ridiculous the people on Nextdoor are.
Oh boy.
And then we'll take a break. Am I the asshole for putting a bag of dog poop in a stranger's trash can? I know, right? No, because you didn't leave it on their front yard,
Right.
but whatever.
It's bagged up and
Yeah, it's like, is it not bagged up? Is it like,
Well,
let's see here.
let me read it. I have a lovely 2-year-old golden retriever. She's full of energy, so she gets a lot of walks. I try to be a responsible dog owner. I always pick up her poo, even if it is nowhere near other people's homes. My wife and I brought the dog along to visit friends in an East Coast Florida barrier island / beach community. Nice, quaint, nothing fancy. Okay, they were definitely on Marco Island. Which I didn't put together until I read it out loud. Anyway, we walked the dog, and naturally the dog pooped. My wife had a bag and picked up the poop. We walked on about 4 or 5 houses down. There was a large standard community-issued garbage can at the edge of the road. The lid was half up, as it was already quite full and ready for pickup. My wife deposited the tied-closed bag o' poop into the can. A man mowing his lawn at the house next door. It was not his trash can. Went off. He ran over and yelled at my wife, "You're disgusting. You can't do that. Why would you put your dog's waste in someone else's can?" She said, "It's a garbage can. People put nasty things in garbage cans. That's what they're for." He harassed her until she took the bag of dog poop out. Is my wife or I the asshole for putting a tied bag of poop in a stranger's street side garbage can?
It's not even the neighbor's garbage can. It said
Right?
it was a city-owned can, like a municipal can. Like, this guy has no jurisdiction. No.
It sounds like when he says...
That's where it's supposed to go.
It's like the houses, right? Like the city has issued it to that house.
Yeah, that's what I interpreted it as. It was like the community issued.
I'm a city person, so I was like, no, it's a city trash can. It's fine.
No.
I would say still, it's maybe a little bit weird if it's not. It sounded like it was trash day. If it's not trash day and the garbage cans are like, back like in their yard, like behind,
right? If you're
like then it's a little weird. But like if it's on the street, it's fair game.
Right, and would you be happy that somebody put the dog poop in the can and not on your yard or like in the street? Like, it's so gross.
Yeah. So weird. I deposit things in other people's trash cans all the time.
I actually do too when I'm walking.
I do not give a fuck.
When I'm walking, yes, I used to. I never thought it was offensive because the alternative is littering.
Yes. It's literally like that is its purpose. And it's not like the people whose house that trash can is at is now not going to be able to function for them because you've put one little thing in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so weird.
Overreacting, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have definitely left the poop, though.
Right. It's like, oh, well, then I'll just...
Yeah, I'm like, okay, here.
I meant I would have left it in the trash can, but I do like that.
I would have just, honestly, if somebody confronted me at that, I would have just shrugged and been like, sorry, and just walked away and put like headphones on or something.
Yeah.
Because
sorry, I don't speak English. I don't understand you. Bye.
Oh my God, but they're in Florida, so they would have called Ron DeSantis to have you deported.
Yeah. No, but I think that's a hilarious move to say in like a perfect American accent.
You know what?
Sorry, I don't speak English.
If you live around the DC area, yeah, you say, I don't speak English, I'm not from here, and then you get them to hop you on a bus up to the DC area for free. So there you go.
Oh God. Yeah.
Anyway, there was a thread on Twitter earlier this week, and it was just like, next door is a haven for like racists, and it's like just as bad as Fox News. Which my next door is awful. We've talked about it before. At my old neighborhood, there was this woman whose name was Karen, which I always thought was ironic. Not at the time, because the term Karen didn't exist until 2020, so it was at least 4 years ahead of her time. But like...
A Karen before her time.
Yes.
Karen before her time.
She used to post all the time on Nextdoor and the neighborhood Facebook about like people walking down the street.
Jesus Christ.
They didn't have a dog. Why are they walking down the street? There's no reason. I'm like, well, maybe they're just going for a walk.
Exercise.
Yeah.
Are they just not the right skin color for you to like be walking safely? Like, this is stupid. You're a racist and you're an idiot. Anyway, Sorry, Karen, if you're listening to this.
Sorry, not sorry.
Not sorry.
Maybe you should change your ways.
Not even a little bit.
Anyway, yeah, no, but the one of the like highest like liked comments in the thread was, well, my next door is all for people screaming at fellow neighbors for putting trash in each other's cans. So when I saw that today, I was like, oh my God! Anyway, on that note, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We've got a couple of things of feedback, and then we'll be on our way. All right, everybody, we're back. We're ready to get into some feedback. Woohoo! But to start, I believe that I steamrolled, as I do, over something that is very near and dear to Shandy's heart.
Yes, and I had no idea. So on Saturday, I went and I finally got a haircut after living here for like 7 months. Which, usually I'm an every 8-week kind of person. So,
oh my goodness,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Well, I mean, I don't go to super fancy, expensive places usually, so it helps. Yeah.
No grays like me.
Yes, but also this gives me theories as to the conversation. Okay, continue.
Yeah, okay.
No, but I have. Like, there have been times in my life where I have gone to more expensive places, and then I've realized that it's not worth it for me.
For you.
So maybe it is for some people, but the free glass of wine, like, it's not worth it. The haircut's still good at the cheap places. So anyway, so I finally went to get my haircut, and the hairdresser, like, full on straightened my hair, like with like a hair iron, like the whole shebang. And she was noticing that, like, I have wavy hair, and she was like, oh, well, today it'll be wavy, or today it'll be straight, and tomorrow it'll be back to wavy. And I posted on Instagram because, like, of course, to her I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And then on the Instagram I was like, I was thinking to myself, like, it's cute that she thinks that I'm not going to just go straight home and shower, because that's what I do after a haircut, because that's what you do after haircuts.
No, that is not what you do.
Maybe because you have no offense, you have the cheaper haircuts, but like.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I've also gone down the route of more expensive haircuts, still showered after them. I just feel like
Jay does not like.
But they wash your hair, so then you're washing your hair again.
No, they don't necessarily wash your hair.
They should.
Wait, what?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah,
no, they always wash your hair.
Wash your hair because that's how you ensure you get a good cut.
Yeah,
your hair is clean and is therefore responding. Yes,
yeah.
Okay, clean. What I mean. First of all,
they can see the full texture of your hair and how it falls and how it responds.
Well,
and so therefore they can cut it correctly to the hair.
So again, like with like the expensive bullshit haircuts and with the cheap bullshit haircuts, not always, but with both options, I've had people cut my hair dry, and I have the first time it happened, I was like, what is going on? And again, it was to see how my hair falls, how it actually falls.
Oh, I have heard the dry haircut thing, but
yeah. And
if they're going to wet your hair, they're going to wash it.
Right. They still wash it, though.
I
have curly hair. I've gotten dry cuts. They still wash it.
It's optional. Sometimes it's extra. So, like, when...
What? California is wild, man.
I know.
It depends on where you go, but if it's going to be... Like, I don't care if you fucking wash my hair. I am perfectly capable of washing my own hair. So anyway, so I was under the impression that everyone showered afterwards, because as one person pointed out to me on my Instagram, they're supposed to blow dry it off you. I was like, thank you. I realized that. But even so, like, I feel like there's like hair in your hair.
It's a personal preference for you. Like, it makes you feel better.
Yeah. Yes, and I thought everyone did that. On my personal account, I got responses were like 50-50. Like, some people did, some people didn't. The other thing is, like, I don't particularly like how they style it. Like,
okay, well, that's something. Jay does not. Jay goes to the same hairdresser as I do. He doesn't always like how she styles it either. and he will. I mean, he won't shower as soon as he gets home. But like, I will ride that shit out for 3 days if I can, and he'll the next morning be like,
this is where my questions are coming up. So on my personal Instagram, it was 50-50. So then I took it to the broadcast Instagram, and there it was solidly in favor of people not showering afterwards, which I thought was wild. And here's what I think is more wild.
Okay.
Because I've never had somebody style my hair the way that I would want it to be styled. I get the straight hair, like it was fun for a hot minute. As my friend, one of my friends in Germany commented, she was like, "Oh, you look so American." I was like, I know exactly what you mean.
But by the way, your hair looked very beautiful in both pictures, but it looked very beautiful the way that she like straightened it as well. So like if you were self-conscious about that or anything, like it did look really gorgeous. But it also looked gorgeous when you showed it all curly too.
You would have looked better with like a proper blowout as opposed to a flat iron. I think you need a little bit of a lift.
I think like it was fun for like, the 20 minutes that I was rocking that. But it felt like I was a 21-year-old American college student getting ready to go out to have shots at a bar. Like that's what it was. That's what that hairstyle was. Which like, if that's
I don't know. I like to relive that 90s. It also makes me think like my face is skinnier. So yeah.
I think that's also like, it's about like, a hairdresser is like any relationship. It's about like, it's like I find a hairdresser and I will stay with them for like 15 years because for that reason that like they know my hair, they know what looks right, they know how to style it properly, like no muss, no fuss. So it's like It's like feeling out the relationship. It's like, okay, they don't really get me right now, but like, is it worth like trying to show them the real me so that they can like do what I want, or is it just like they give everybody like a pin straight blowout and you're on your way and that's that? And
well, that's the thing is like I'm not there for the blowout, which I still have questions to this day about what exactly that is. It sounds like it's a funny word.
It is. It's a funny word.
It also kind of sounds like a sale, like we're having a fire sale.
Blowouts. Well, because blowout sale is also a term.
Yeah. But like, I don't go to the hairdresser to get my hair styled. I go to the hairdresser to get my hair cut, and that's what I want. And then I'll go home and I'll make sure that all of the stray hairs and little things are off of me. And then I will style it the way that I want to really see and be like, yeah, no. And like, I'm happy with the final product. It's like nothing against the woman who cut my hair, and I will go back to her. But then all of the comments made me very confused. And I know everyone's hair is different, so I get that. I do not understand, though, how you can have a style that, like, have a blowout or whatever. Also, kind of sounds like
I'm going to name this episode Shandy's Blowout, by the way.
It also sounds like
sound like
kids do when they first switch to actual food, right?
Wait.
They have blowouts in their...
Oh, yeah. No. It's all the time.
That is also what you call it as well.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is one term that is, depending on how you use it, can have positive connotations or not so positive
or nasty.
It's
Yeah, blow is
it's a term that serves many masters.
Yeah.
Yes. The term.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
So here's my question.
Perfectly stated. No notes.
How does anyone's hair hold on to a style when you've slept on it? And this was the thing. 2 people asked me if I used silk.
You silk pillowcases.
Oh, I have a silk pillowcase.
Yeah,
oh, man,
so do I. My mom
was like fancy.
I do.
It's not that fancy. My mom she got us a bunch for Christmas a couple years in a row, many years ago, and I kind of made fun of it, like blah blah blah. But now I like super appreciate them.
It's
okay.
Nice.
Well, but like.
Ooh, sorry.
Notwithstanding if they're cool and nice and worth it, it just hadn't occurred to me. But it really isn't about, and maybe I'm wrong here, but in my head, it's not about the fabric that you're sleeping on. It's the fact that your head, the weight of your head, is on your hair.
Well,
yeah, but that
depends.
It's the cause and effect. Also, like the weight of your head on your hair is the cause, but the effect is different. Go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah. Well, so like. I think it just depends on a few factors. So, like, yes, you sleep on your hair. Like, if they give you a a Blowout and it's got all sorts of volume that like, yes, you're going to sleep on it and it's going to like flatten down. But the thought is that like a hair like mine, like I am not a whiz with the blow dryer. I cannot straighten this hair myself and make it look.
But why would you want to? Your hair is so lovely, curly.
Well, because sometimes it's fun to change it up and like have a different style. Like sometimes it's just fun to do something a little different. And like I can't achieve it myself as efficiently as a hairdresser can. Yeah. So like sometimes it's kind of fun just to like live in that style. And like, yes, I sleep on it and it doesn't look the same in the morning, but like a little product, you kind of reheat a curling iron or a little, you know, you can kind of get it to a different style that's still, it's still straight, like it's still not how it normally is. And it's just like fun to kind of experiment with a different look for a little bit. And then you take a shower and you're like, oh, then it's almost like, it's like the evolution of a haircut, at least for me. Because like, I don't go every 8 weeks. I go like every 8 months. So like my hair is like really haggard by the time I get a cut. So it's like the evolution. I get to live with it with the sort of straight look and I get to kind of play with that a little bit. And then I wash it and it resets. And then I get to really know my new haircut, my new hair. And it's like a couple day evolution. And it's kind of fun. It's just like fun to play.
Okay, so follow-up question for the people who hang on to the hairstyle for 3 days. I still don't understand how this is working.
I don't go that far. We're talking like a 24-hour period, and then
because also
I'm lazy.
Second of all, again, I know everyone's hair and skin is different, but if I held on to a hairstyle for 3 days, I'd be oily as fuck. Like I can't not. That's the other part of it.
Well, I also will do a shower cap, so like.
You do a shower cap,
and how that was suggested to me too, and I was like,
"Oh, hey, girl!"
I know. I keep all the free ones I get from hotels.
Yeah, 1962 called.
Hell yeah!
No, but
more like 1992. They're the clear ones.
I like it.
Somebody suggested the shower cap to me, and I was like, "A, like I'm not trying to hang on to the style, so that's not like
right.
She didn't need to straighten my hair, like whatever." And B. Even with and again, I might be wrong because I've never actually used a hair cap. What is it called?
Shower cap.
Shower cap.
But I'm assuming that the humidity from the shower. I
get anywhere near water and like the illusion is over. So it like.
So the choices are don't shower for 3 days, and then my hairstyle would look very different anyway because it would be.
I will say. Grease. I am more likely to use a shower cap, if I haven't exercised, obviously. If I exercise, most likely I'm going to wash my hair. But it generally is more used by me in the colder months because I don't like leaving the house with wet hair.
Yeah, that's smart. I can see that's, yeah.
So if I know that I'm just going to put my hair up anyway, but I have to shower, then I'm going to put the shower cap on.
No, that's totally fair. But
I have
useful
used it,
purpose of that, but not like.
But I have used it to preserve a hairstyle too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Post haircut hairstyle.
I feel like I pay a lot of money to get the hairstyle, to get the cut, and like I like how it looks after it's cut, and I want to show it off. So if I'm getting it cut, at like 3:00 in the afternoon and I'm not going to go back into work, then I want to show it off the next day to people. And I don't want it to be, because most likely I'm not going to do my hair myself just because in the morning I don't wake up 2 hours before I have to leave. I'm lucky if I wake up an hour and 15 minutes before I have to leave. I'm very, quick to get things done. And I like how my hair looks after I get it cut, and I want to, preserve it as long as I can. And, that's just me.
I agree. I usually try and schedule a haircut around, like, if I'm going to do something, if I have, like, dinner plans, or, like, because it's fun to just, like, experiment with a different look. It's like, it's a look I can't achieve myself, and it's just fun to kind of play in that space for a little bit.
Remember when we did, it was either our Cougar episode or our 100th episode. I got my hair cut that day, and my hairdresser sometimes listens to the broadcast, and she asked me, did I want it styled for anything special? And usually I'm like, nah, just do it, whatever. And whichever show this was, I asked her to, like, curl it up, like, with the curling iron curls so I could wear it. It might have been the Cougar episode.
I'm sorry, I don't remember, because that sounds, like, very cute.
Yeah, it sounds like a very me thing to do.
Not at all. I think it's, like...
It was also
just another way to sort of, like,
ago.
explore and, like, be proud of of your physical appearance and to, like, just love yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's self-care. Like, that's how I think about, like, a haircut, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, can I wash my own hair? Yes, of course. But, like, sometimes it's just, like, really luxurious to have someone else do it for you. And, like, for me, it's self-care.
So
no, and that's fine. Like, no judgment. For me, it's like, if I get a haircut, I want to see the actual haircut. Like, I want it to be like it is when
like how you're gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
It. I get it.
I've had days later to figure that part out.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, yeah, well, in Amanda's case, she's like, I got 7.5 more months to figure this out.
Exactly.
Plus the
stages of awful. It just like the top always grows out first, so I get the very triangular look.
Yeah.
Once I start doing top knots all the time, that's when you know, like, you're getting towards the end of the.
Wait. Well, I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
No, that's it. I think when you can put it all the way on the very top of your head and there's no little hairs hanging down, that's when it's time for a haircut. That's how you know for me.
Well, it was definitely one of those things where I just like I like 100% thought that
there we go.
That like everyone did that, and apparently not.
Greg says
I was legit surprised.
So 14 minutes ago, so we should probably move on. At 9:53, it is now 10:07. Greg said, "You know I am team shower." So you got one, Shandy.
I got like 4 on broadcast, and I got again like half on my actual.
I'm just teasing
Instagram, but yeah, I don't know. I just like there are stray hairs. I don't care if they blow dry it. I've dabbled with the expensive cuts. I have dabbled with the cheap cuts, and I've dabbled with the in between cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine is
never been offered a glass of free wine at a haircut though.
See what I'm saying?
I haven't gone that fancy.
Oh man, yeah. She's mine. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not that expensive. Like we're medium haircut, but she gives the free wine.
Yeah.
When she offered it to me at noon, and because it was a Friday and I was off, I took it.
Yeah. Might be just like a New York City thing where it's just like, well, it's expensive, but we're not going to offer you any of the other stuff.
Yeah.
It's just expensive, which is why I go like 7 months.
Very true. Well, next time you're here, if you want to get a free glass of wine and go for a medium haircut, you're always welcome to the number of my person. Mine and Jay's person.
See how it goes. I mean, again, I just started with a new person.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You got to give her a chance.
I really dig them. This is like a good cut. I like how it's growing in. I think I'm going to stick with them. I think I found a good new match.
Good
hair match.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time just like talking about like my hair and my lifestyle. It was a good partnership. I feel good about it.
Awesome. Kayla, can you send Amanda a little like airplane wine bottle so she can have that for her next haircut?
Please. Speaking of Kayla, I'm like totally eating your chocolate right now.
Oh, is that the turtles?
That weird. No, I'm still working through the peppermint bar.
Oh, the peppermint bar.
Basically eaten like by myself.
So Vicky sent us something too. We finished Vicky's treats as well. The kids really like the cookies. They actually ate most of those before, like in between me being able to get any of that. I got a couple of things, like a piece of fudge, but like, and one of the cookies, and she has the chocolate pretzel things, and I ate a lot of those the first because I opened it before the kids got home, and I ate a bunch then. But then Zachary and Alex discovered it, and they wake up before we do, and they were 1,000%. Getting to the counter and getting into the Kayla and Vicky treats.
It's gonna happen.
Anyway, okay. If you have anything to add about the haircut shower thing, let us know. At least this is very fun.
Yes, I do. I want to hear from my shower people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, moving into some feedback, other feedback. Greg says, credits 100% count as the movie's runtime. Yes, but if that song hadn't been cut from Spirited, then the movie runtime would have been longer, but instead, they saved on the movie runtime by joining the two together.
It's the best of both worlds is what we're trying to say to you.
Remember when I started this show and I was like, oh my god, guys, I have a story to tell, but then I never told it. I was brushing my teeth last night and half of my tooth fell out. No, so backstory, I had a tooth whenever I was born, grown, whatever, adult tooth. that was like deformed. And it ended up getting a cavity. It's like my molar, like way like back here. And it ended up getting a cavity, and like 20 years ago at least, right? They ended up like having to shave like part of it and like, you know, to get the crown or the whatever in properly. And whatever, I haven't thought about it since. Well, last night I'm brushing my teeth and I, you know, spit, and it feels like, so we had popcorn. It felt like a whole popcorn kernel came out of my mouth. And I was just like, oh, that's weird. There was a popcorn kernel like dropped all the way back there. We ate it like an hour ago. That's weird. But I kept, you know, yeah, it was. I kept going, and then, you know, I'm like, it feels like there's ceramic on my tongue. Yep, it sure was. So that half of the crown or whatever it's called, I don't know the official term, the whole thing had fallen out, and then like the glue pieces were like coming out. Yeah. And I was just like, what the actual fuck? Like I never noticed it was like loose or anything.
So have you gotten it fixed, or are you just like...
No, it happened. It happened literally 24 hours ago as we're recording this.
Yeah, crowns, unfortunately, have to be replaced from time to time. I have one that my dentist is like, okay, like, in the next, like, year or two, you'll probably have to do it.
Well, the current dentist we have, I've had so many problems with them, which I feel like I might have talked about here, but that's a story for another show. Essentially, they told us a bunch of things were covered, and then they weren't covered, and we ended up owing, like... $1,500 worth of stuff between Zachary and Jay. They told Zachary had a cavity. They had made us pay when we got there. And then a month later, they were like, by the way, we're out of network with your insurance because your insurance doesn't cover pediatric dentists, just regular dentists. So they did not tell me that I owed...
Like some real nonsense.
It was fucking racket. They didn't tell me I owed another like $800 or whatever. I was so fucking mad. And then Jay's root canal... which we had to get done, but they told us it was covered at a certain amount. It ended up being covered at less than that. And then the last thing, which we're still fighting, was they gave him a teeth cleaning, which is when they discovered he needed the root canal. And they told him the teeth cleaning was covered under preventative measures. Yeah, they did like an above and beyond teeth cleaning with extra stuff, and the extra stuff wasn't covered under preventative care.
What the fuck?
No, and I called...
you shouldn't have to pay that because you didn't ask for that.
Yeah, so I thought back in like October or September, I paid off all the dental bills because I was really mad. And I was like, well, we could pay all this off, but I'm mad at them. So if there's a $5 a month option, I'd rather take that because I'm so pissed. But so they got me at the pediatric dentist's office because I had paid the first thing. And then when I called them to figure out what it was, they were like, oh, you're not in network, but we'll take your payment now. And I was like, I'd like to call my insurance. And they're like, no, we've talked to your insurance. You need to pay me right now before you hang up. And they made me pay. And I think I paid part of it because I was like so flummoxed that I was just like, wait. But they were like, no, you need to give me a card right now. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like, well, we're not going back there because you guys, we were in there two separate times.
Like, what would they do?
2 times, and you never told me that we weren't covered. But then with Jay's thing, they said after we paid everything off with them in like September, they sent me a bill in November, like 2 months later, for the cleaning. And I called them and I was like, we're done with this. We're done. We're paid off. You told me personally, because it's the same woman on the phone, that we were finished and we didn't have anything else. She's like, oh, well, I think they said that they weren't going to cover the advanced cleaning. So we're still trying to like fight it. And I was like, well, if you're still trying to fight it, please remove this bill from me until you know for sure. And also, why would you tell him it was covered if it wasn't? They're like, oh, well, we don't actually, sometimes we don't like submit things. So we don't submit it until after, which I get. You don't submit till after the service is done. But like, we don't always know everybody's details. And I'm like, you don't know everybody's insurance details beforehand? You just assume?
Yeah, no, that's not.
Oh,
okay.
I was so annoyed. So anyway, I've got like half this tooth and like a gaping hole in my mouth missing, which chewing was actually fine. It's just whenever I drink like any hot or cold liquid, it hurts. But like,
So like any liquid, because they're usually either hot or cold.
yes, basically. And room temperature. But anyway, so I was just like, I was telling Jay, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to call my old dentist that I went to when I worked at my old job before they moved, which is kind of a pain in the ass to get to now. But I think I'm just going to call them and be like, hey, here's my situation. I understand that it's, might not be covered a lot, blah, blah, blah. Can you give me any kind of estimate, honestly? And if not, like, can you tell me if, like, my mouth is going to, like, go on flames before March 1st when I start my new insurance?
Like, how immediately do I need to... Is this a today problem?
Yeah.
Can this be a tomorrow problem is what I am asking you.
And if you're going to tell me it's a today problem, I'm probably going to treat it like a tomorrow problem. So please just be honest with me.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. That's what she said. Let's bring this ship home. So sorry.
That sucks.
I also did that yesterday.
They never adjusted it for anything.
I'm very thirsty today.
Maybe this isn't as long as I thought it was.
I'm usually good with one a day, one every couple of days. I had like 3 the other day.
Very excited to do it again.
I'm getting very close.
They're so good at it.
Oh, I finished them at like 12 o'clock at night.
At night.
Sorry, Matt. All right, moving into the she-mails. We've got an email from Brian Not Brain and an email from Andy. So, let's get started.
All right. I can read the first email. As you said, it's from Brian Not Brain, the non-DP specialist. The title is a Quickie Better Than None? Which, funny side note, that funny title caused it to go to our spam. So
it did.
This was actually sent in last week, but but we didn't see it. So, is a Quickie better than none? Happy New Year, Colleen, Amanda, and Shandy. Hoping this finds you all well, respiratory infection free, and ready to rock the year.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. I celebrated the start of 2023 by introducing my intestines to the world via my umbilical hernia. Insert trademark, Colleen. Hello. Wait, I feel like we could coordinate that better. Once more.
Okay.
Insert trademark, Colleen.
How?
Here.
Hello.
Here.
Hello.
Okay, wait. Once more from the top. Insert trademark, Colleen.
Hello.
Here. Loading up the car to take kid number 1 back to the University of Georgia. Go Dogs.
They won the thing,
Thursday.
which I knew because Jana. Oh man,
right.
Brian and Jana are gonna get along so well.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Just because it's great to get along with Jana. She's a good person.
I mean, she's an easy person to get along with.
She's an easy person to get along with, but I feel like if you're in with her, then you're like in.
You're in.
I've never met anybody that's never gotten along with Jana.
That's true.
Because she's the best.
Valid.
But she is the gatekeeper. You think I am? I'm not. It's Jana.
So surgery is next Thursday. You ever played Cards Against Humanity? Started laughing so hard that you had to put your hand over your belly button to keep your intestines from popping out too far?
Yes.
Well then, bro,
yes, I
you
have.
haven't lived.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Have you ever been in Costco when your intestines popped out and you were dying in pain? I have.
Oh, man.
Let's
keep
Not
the
great.
Intestines
keep the intestines where they
inside.
belong.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
But I love that you're playing Cards Against Humanity training, obviously, for Raleigh.
Yeah, I like that. Big energy.
Big pussy energy. Oh, you guys gotta watch Girls 5 Eva. Anyway, okay, sorry.
Yes. Brian Not Brain continues, I noted on the New Year's resolution section that Gott and maybe a couple of others want to exercise more. I'm down with forming some sort of broad group to do just that. Well, after I'm healed up. Any takers? Yes, I love that idea.
Yep, me too.
Thanks for the Raleigh get-together dates. Sweet. Have to bolt to go pick up kid number 2. Sending happy thoughts your way, friends. Brian Not Brain, the non-DP specialist. Thank you, Brian, not Brain, for writing in last week.
Yes.
And also for letting us know that...
And for being here right now.
Yes, and for being here right now. And for letting us know that something was amiss. And like, did you not get my email?
It's like Jessica. That used to happen to Jessica all the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
The hernia thing, I went through that. Yeah, it sucks, but I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
No, it sounds awful.
Yeah, but mine was from Alex.
Workout group idea. Good one.
I like the workout group idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually early pandemic. I used to like do Zoom workouts
with
like some of my old gym friends, and it like kept me like on task.
You
were up until like having eaten, like I was in the best shape I'd ever been in.
I was like, you were very like into your group workouts during COVID.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 days a week. Like we would show up, like we'd chit chat a little bit, we'd do a workout, and then we'd all be like, "Man, that was so hard," and then we'd go shower and we'd start our days.
That's awesome.
Great. It was great. It was so centering. I loved it.
Nice.
I miss it very much.
Well, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Post-surgery.
Post-surgery. Remind us again in 8 weeks or whatever.
Get you all healed up. I'll get a haircut.
I'll wear the messy bun on top.
Keep it in for a few days.
Right. 8 weeks, I'll probably be due again.
Yeah, let us know, and I hope everything goes well with this surgery. I'm assuming it's going to be laparoscopic. Yeah, mine was, mine went fine. I had a little lipoma there that was preventing them from stitching it up, so they removed it, which was awesome. But it has since
that was nice of them.
It was, but it's since grown back, which is sad.
Body's gonna do.
Body's gonna do what the body's gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's finish this up with an Andy update.
All right. Wait. This week in Andy's virginity. Hey, broads. I think we could fill an entire show with bad coworker horror stories. It baffles me how we can be so concerned about how others perceive us in a new job while others can be completely clueless. See, that coworker I spent almost a year complaining about. Well, the new woman is doing very well so far. Oh, that's good.
Oh, good.
It doesn't take much to be the best person they've hired to fill the position. Fair, but she may do it. The worst I can say is we probably wouldn't interact with each other if we didn't share a workspace, and that's okay. Oh, good. That probably describes most coworkers.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. So that's about it for me right now. Still no news about any dating action, but maybe something will happen this year. Here's hoping. Hashtag I'm with hers, Andy.
We shall see. I mean, 2023 is off with a bang, so...
Very true.
That's true.
It truly came out of the gate.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, first 13th of the month, and it was a Friday.
Exactly.
That's like a certain energy for the year that I feel like...
Indeed.
So,
you know, bar high. Yeah. First of two this year.
First of two.
There's always two. There's two every year. This is not...
I have been spouting this all week because I'm like, speaking of things that like we just like can't get our minds around. Like this is the one for me that I've been like, not that I see that many people in my day to day anymore because work from home. But I'm like, did you know that there is always two Friday the 13th every month? Wouldn't that be insane? I'm like, I didn't. My friend told me.
Well, A, I'm flattered, and B, good.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't get my brain around this. I'm like so tickled by it.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, last Friday, I sat in with my boss on something, and we had to like put the date on the top, and I was like, Happy Friday the 13th. He's like, yeah. And I was like, did you know that there's two a year? And he's like, uh-huh. And then I was like, the next one is on October 13th.
Other people know this?
Wow. And he was just like, well, I know you guys know this, but I'm just recreating the story I told him. And he was just like, that's a very odd thing to know off the top of your head.
No, but he did. My comment was because he didn't seem surprised about the two Friday the 13th a year.
Oh, no, he was just half listening.
Like, other people know about this?
No, he was just half listening. He was like, uh-huh. And I was like, did you know the next one is October? And he's just like, and then he's like, that's a really weird thing to know off the top of your head. And I was like, you're welcome.
that will mean like a very just cool Halloweeny season.
Exactly. Oh my god. Yeah. So anyway, I'm very glad we've all had this experience. But seriously, Addis knows it's always like 2 a year. I don't know how leap years affect it though, but I'm assuming
that's fair.
I haven't gotten that far, but I will do the research before we record next week. If anybody cares, ask me. If not, then I won't. But I'm going to do the research after as I'm editing this and re-listening. Anyway, thank you, Andy.
Indeed.
All right. I think it's time to wrap up this episode. It was very spirited. We made ripples. Is
there a feeling more feeling?
See, this isn't adding to our runtime because it's technically over the credits.
Nice into the neighborhood. I could keep going. Please just stamp me.
Brian is saying 2016, 21, and 22. I just won Friday the 13th. No.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, you had to have Googled that. That's not something you just like know.
Yeah, well, obviously he Googled it, but no, I feel like that's not true.
Obviously, we don't know. Brian knows a lot of cool stuff.
Very true. Anyway. No, there's always 2. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so thank you all for listening. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Rickner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. If you guys would like to become a patron, you can join at any level, the bonus level, or the hangout level, and argue in the chat with Brian right now about semantics of dates and facts and stuff. Anyway, and all of the things, patreon.com/JandJack. We are going to, here's a real quick, the schedule for the next couple of weeks. Regular episode coming out on the 27th. A patron bonus show will be out that week as well. On February 3rd, we're aiming right now to do a special topical show to air while I'm in Germany on February 3rd. We will be talking about the Sex Lives of College Girls Season 2, and then we'll be recording that on January 27th on Friday. And then, we'll not be recording on January 31st. We'll be back the following week, as long as I am back in the United States and not in the middle of some kind of like Delta meltdown. And, then after that, I'll be 39. And on that note,
I'll be following you right behind you.
That's true. But you get 2 weeks over me.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I feel like there was something else that I was going to talk about before this, but I don't remember, so I guess it's time to call it a day. Matt said he checked the calendar and he's right. Brian is right. So, cool, whatever. Lots of years, there's 2, though. I'm just saying. Everybody's saying it. Everybody is talking about it. Lots of people told me there's 2 every year. All right. On that note, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.